Hello, my name's Justin Lewis. I'm the chair of the Constellation Network, a network inside Stagwell. You're here at the Stagwell Speakers Lounge today, and with me is Rajamannar, the Chief Marketing and Communications Officer of Mastercard. Raja, it's great to be here with you today.
Thank you so much. Delighted to be here, and thank you for the opportunity to share a few thoughts over the next few minutes. When I look at how you want to look at consumers, I would say it's not like fans, but we look at them as people. They are real human beings with real feelings, real aspirations, insecurities, fears, and they have got dreams. So what you need to really recognize is how are we treating them? How are we understanding them? How are we interacting with them? And our purpose is to connect people to priceless possibilities. So when I say connecting people to priceless possibilities, it's all about whatever is priceless to somebody. How can we enable that? When you do that, there is a love that they have for the brand. And that's what we are looking for. So for example, when you talk of priceless, some people might say, oh, that means it's very exclusive and very expensive. No. What is priceless to me might be very inexpensive, and what is priceless to somebody else might be hugely expensive. We strive to connect everyone across the entire socio-economic strata to their pricelessness. And this is what we actually try to do. And in fact, in 2013, we pivoted away. At that time, Mastercard used to be, Priceless used to be an advertising campaign in a sense. So from being an advertising platform, we brought it to be a holistic experiential platform. So Priceless is now an experiential platform, which means these experiences are available to you if you have a Mastercard and only through a Mastercard. Otherwise, you don't have access to them. You cannot just simply pay money and buy them. That is differentiating our brand. And when we track the momentum in terms of consumers' affection and love for the brand, it's on the upswing at scale. And also, if you look at third-party, ratings, brand rankings, something like a BrandZ had just announced this week that Mastercard is now a top 10 brand in the world at number 9. When I took over, it was at 87. And likewise, this year, I believe this is yesterday, the rankings have come for our audio brand. We have been recognized for the 4th year in a row as the world's #1 audio brand. So this is the kind of momentum we are actually having, and that's all because we focus on people and try to treat people, as real human beings.
I really like that. I think we speak a lot about that in the digital work that I think we tend to do, about just wanting to treat, consumers as people, being very truthful and honest about the marketing, find the truth that connects to people's inner purpose, the thing that they're looking for in their life. And I think with that, you get a lot of loyalty then, from that consumer to a brand. It kind of actually, perfectly dovetails to another question, which is, digital has really evolved from a piece of the marketing equation to the central component. What are the best practices for creating integrated digital-first experiences kind of across, marketing journeys?
So firstly, in the olden days, there used to be something called digital marketing and non-digital or traditional marketing. Honestly, I think that concept is at least 20 years old, if not older. Today, everything is digital. If you look at consumers' lives, the whole idea is, where are consumers today? Can I be present with them at that moment of truth and influence them in favor of my brand? That's very broadly what the communications objective is. And today, with the digital devices, I think this was 2007 when iPhone was launched, digital mobile devices have become ubiquitous. There is always on connectivity. That has ushered marketing into what I call the 4th paradigm of marketing, the digital and the social media together. Now, what we try to figure out is, where are consumers? Are they in the right context where they are for us to be able to talk or offer them something? And are we understanding them enough to be able to give them the relevant offerings in a way that will move their preference to my brand? So this is very broadly we look at it. It so happens that some of them are digital, some of them are physical as well. So this is one part of it. Now, in fact, I have written a book called Quantum Marketing 2 years back, which I feel blessed it has gone to become a Wall Street Journal bestseller and now published in 10 languages. In that, one of the things I actually highlighted is we are at the verge of entering the 5th paradigm of marketing. where it is not just two technologies like in the preceding paradigm shifts, but there are 24 technologies starting with AI, VR, blockchains, cryptocurrencies, autonomous driving vehicles, Internet of Things, wearables, the list goes on and on and on. Each one of them is going to have a transformational effect on consumers' lifestyles and lives. The confluence of these 24 technologies is going to be nothing short of unprecedented level of disruption and transformation. So marketing, that's what is entering into that phase, which is fifth paradigm. And the question you ask is extremely critical, which is that, do we know where consumers are? Do we know how they're interacting with each other, with the environment, with whatever content that they would want to? And are we there at the right time with the right kind of communication and right offering? And that cannot be done without digital.
Yeah, I think one of the things that we've really enjoyed about this, again, because I ran a digital agency for almost 20 years, it's just, every one of those touch points is an experience that you have with the consumer. And every one of those is really a moment to build a brand. And it's really kind of a unique moment along that customer journey. And you sort of don't know anymore. It's not the big brand anthem always that's going to make the impact on the consumer. It could just be a social ad. It could be an experience deep in the app. So it's really fascinating to think about all of these multitude of touch points you have.
Exactly.
I guess, speaking of, future technology and whatnot, when you think about transforming marketing over the next 5 years, what are the things you're excited about? What are the big transformations that Mastercard and you are going to usher into the business?
So, firstly, I would say the top 3 things which are going to change our entire landscape. Number 1, artificial intelligence. And I'm not just referring to generative AI, but I'm talking of all AI. Like, for example, we have been using AI for the last 7+ years in marketing to drive, whether it was in B2B marketing, like, for example, on the RFP creation based on past RFPs submitted, we are able to come to the right first draft of the RFP. It used to take 7 weeks in the past. Now it takes about 4 hours. That's a kind of productivity save that you have got. And then we have created a digital marketing engine, which has now started witnessing 4 to 8 times the productivity than what we had before the engine was created. It's completely powered by AI. So when you look at these various technologies that are coming, and AI in particular, I think the effect is going to be at a different dimension. It's going to be a shift to the higher level with the generative AI coming in, because it can have so much of implication across your advertising as well as marketing value chains. So this is one. The second thing is augmented reality. Now, augmented reality has been around again for a few years, and companies like IKEA have already tried it. You have got the catalog, you scan the item, and then you can drop it in different parts of your home to check how it fits into the decor and whether it matches or not, etc. So it's been around. But I think with the investment that's going into AR now, and with the recent announcement of Apple and so on, I think this is an area that will get a significant boost as well. That's number 2. The third thing for me, which is really going to be game changing, is about blockchains. Blockchains are going to be transforming in terms of bringing a level of transparency into the advertising and marketing value chains, because our advertising and marketing value chains are fairly opaque. You don't know what exactly is happening. You don't know who is giving kickback to whom. There is a US Department of Justice investigation happening. There are so many things. And if you see at the end of the day, after all that, less than $40 of the $100 that I spend as an advertiser actually end up going to the publisher. That's a tremendous amount of wastage and leakage in the system. And I think blockchain can actually fix that problem quite well. And I'm fairly optimistic over the next 5-6 years, I think blockchain will start actually showing some results. And at this stage, it's pretty nascent.
Yeah, that's really exciting technology. Final question for you. I watched a video of you, and I feel like you're a big proponent of learning. You talked about it a good bit and just talked about your ability to kind of read, future technology a little bit. And I guess, what are you learning right now? What are you thinking about?
So firstly, I try to read on some specific topics, which I quite enjoy. The book right now I'm reading is called The Art of Impossible by Stephen Kotler. And it all talks about how you can be in a peak state of performance. And particularly it's very fascinating that most of the people, by the time they reach C-suite, particularly in large companies, it'll take 3 decades or 2.5 decades or something like that, which means you're no longer as youthful as you were 20 years back.
I feel that.
Right? And then the key thing is, but your biggest pressures in career come when you're at the top of your game. Physically, mentally, and even spiritually, how can you be at the top of your mind? And that's a topic which interests me quite a lot. And I came across this book, which I'm reading, and it's pretty fascinating to me, and directly addresses some of the things that I have been trying to explore. And so this is what I'm reading right now.
That's exciting. Well, Raja, thank you for spending time with us today. Really appreciate it. Again, your talk earlier was great. And so thank you.
Thank you very much, and really appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.